With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
You have any questions for me?
No.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car.
Safe.
I'm not looking for phones. I'm looking for drugs and guns.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwyane Wade, you going too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be.
I ain't one of you niggas who done been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they got there show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. When I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying.
It's getting wild out here. The internet is absolutely on fire right now after Boosie decided to go off on T.I. And trust me, this isn't your regular industry disagreement. This is personal. Boosie's words cut deep, and the timing couldn't be more brutal, especially after that shocking leak involving King Harris. Fans are stunned, the blogs are buzzing, and social media's split down the middle. Everyone has an opinion. Boosie didn't just speak, he exploded. No filter, no hesitation, just raw emotion. And when Boosie talks like that, you already know he's not holding anything back. He's been in this game too long to bite his tongue, and when it comes to family, loyalty, and reputation, he's not playing. But here's the thing that's got everyone talking. Boosie didn't just call T.I. out for what happened. He questioned the entire principle behind it, the trust, the image, and what it really means to be real in a world where loyalty is rare. Fans are now wondering, is this the end of one of the most solid industry friendships we've seen, or is this just another heated moment blown out of proportion? Either way, the energy online is intense. Everyone's replaying that clip, reading between the lines, and asking one big question. How did it even get to this point? Because if you look closely, this isn't just about King Harris. This feels like years of tension, unspoken issues, and ego finally clashing in public. And Boosie made sure the world heard him, loud and clear. Stay locked in, because what happens next between these two could change everything, and we're just getting started.
It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that life can throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break.
Boosie didn't just speak on T.I., he unleashed frustration that's clearly been building for a long time. When he said, if he did that, you could hear it in his voice. That wasn't just anger, that was disappointment. Real, raw, unfiltered disappointment from someone who once called T.I. a brother. These two have shared stages, songs, and memories. They've defended each other in interviews, stood side by side through controversies, but now, that bond looks completely shattered. And what's worse, Boosie didn't just keep it in private, he made it public for the world to see. You can feel the pain behind every word. It's not just about street code, it's about respect, something both men built their entire reputations on. Boosie's tone said everything. He feels betrayed, like a code was broken, a line was crossed, and now there's no going back. Fans online are torn. Some are siding with Boosie, saying he's standing on real principles. Others are defending T.I., saying the internet's blowing things way out of proportion. Either way, it's become one of the most heated celebrity fallouts we've seen all year. And let's be real, when Boosie goes public like this, it's never just random. There's always a reason, and it usually means he's done keeping quiet. So now the big question is, how will T.I. respond? Will he let this slide? Or is this about to turn into something way bigger than anyone expected? Stay tuned, because the next clip might just give us the answer. When Boosie leaned forward and dropped those words, the tone shifted. This wasn't just gossip or casual talk, this was a declaration. You could feel the heat in his delivery, like every sentence carried years of built-up frustration. It's the kind of energy that makes you pause the video, rewind, and ask yourself, did he really just say that? Boosie's body language said more than his words ever could. That look, serious, unshaken, unapologetic, told us he's standing firm on what he believes. To him, it's about more than just the situation at hand. It's about principles. In Boosie's world, once your integrity is questioned, everything else falls apart. And fans noticed that immediately. Comment sections blew up with reactions, people quoting him word for word, turning his statement into trending hashtags. Within hours, clips were circulating everywhere, from hip-hop blogs to reaction channels dissecting every facial expression. But what really got people talking was the emotion behind it. Boosie wasn't shouting for attention. He was hurt, angry, and tired of what he sees as fake loyalty in the game. He's always been the one to say what others are afraid to, and this time, he made sure the message couldn't be ignored. So now, as this moment spreads like wildfire, everyone's watching T.I., waiting for a response, a statement, anything. Because silence right now, that might speak louder than words.
T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
At this point, Boosie wasn't just talking, he was venting. You could feel the disappointment dripping off every word. It's like that moment when someone finally says out loud what everyone's been whispering behind closed doors. He wasn't performing for the cameras. This was real frustration, the kind that builds up after too many fake smiles and empty handshakes. And here's the thing, Boosie's tone hit harder because it came from him. This is the same Boosie who's seen it all, from loyalty tested in the streets to the industry turning its back. So when he says something's off, people listen. You could almost hear years of friendship and respect crack in real time. Fans online were divided like never before. Half of Twitter was saying, Boosie's just being real. He's calling out the truth nobody wants to face. The other half? He's going too far. This is family business, not for the internet. But that's the irony. Once it's online, there's no such thing as privacy anymore. TikTok edits started rolling in within hours. Dramatic zoom-ins, slow-motion shots of Boosie's face, captions like, when your day one switches up. And the comments? Pure chaos. Everyone had an opinion, but one thing was clear. This was no longer a private fallout. It was a public explosion. But the real twist? Boosie wasn't done yet. Because right after this, he said something that completely flipped the internet upside down.
Get you, that's my baby, that's my baby. Get it?
And there it was, the line that broke the internet. Boosie didn't hold back, didn't sugarcoat, didn't hesitate. He dropped that sentence like a bomb, and instantly, the entire comment section erupted. It wasn't just a diss, it was a statement, a challenge, and a confession all rolled into one. You could almost hear the collective gasp across social media. Twitter threads popped up faster than news outlets could catch up. TikTok stitches were everywhere, creators replaying the line with captions like, "Ain't no way he just said that." And Reddit? Let's just say, if drama was fuel, that post alone could have powered the entire site for a week. The craziest part? Boosie said it with zero hesitation, like he had been waiting to get this off his chest for years. There was no media training here, just raw emotion and unfiltered truth. And whether you agreed or not, you couldn't look away. This wasn't just about the situation with T.I. anymore. It had become something bigger, a question of realness in an industry built on image. Boosie was calling out what he saw as betrayal, and in his world, betrayal doesn't get second chances. But hold up, here's where things start getting really messy. Because after Boosie's words went viral, fans started digging up old clips, interviews, even old DMs, trying to piece together what really went down behind the scenes. And what they found, that changed everything.
You know, we'll go to the house on like the weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
It's wild when you look back. Just months ago, these two were calling each other brothers, hyping each other up, defending each other in interviews, and even teasing joint projects. They were the definition of solid. But now, that same energy had turned into one of the most public fallouts in hip-hop this year, and the internet wasted no time turning it into a timeline. TikTok users stitched old clips of Boosie saying, "T.I.'s one of the realest out here," right next to this new call-out. The caption, "When your realist turns out to be your realest disappointment." It was brutal. Fans couldn't help but ask the question that always comes after a friendship implodes online. Was it ever real? Or were they just industry friends, connected by cameras, not by loyalty? Because from the way Boosie's speaking now, it's like the whole foundation was built on smoke. What makes this even more ironic is how both of them built their reputations on authenticity. They were supposed to be the last real ones left, the ones who didn't play industry games. And now they're the ones becoming a meme for everything they used to stand against. But here's where it gets darker. Because as fans dug deeper, they found an old interview from years back, one that might explain why Boosie feels so betrayed right now. And let's just say, after hearing it, people started connecting the dots in ways that made this situation look a whole lot worse.
But what I'm saying is, they wasn't
Talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
And this right here, this old interview, is what sent the internet into absolute meltdown mode. Because once you line up Boosie's recent comments with this clip of T.I. talking, it's like watching the missing puzzle piece finally click into place. In the interview, T.I. talks about a past situation that fans now believe directly connects to Boosie's anger. At the time, people barely paid attention. It was just another story in a long podcast. But after Boosie's rant, everyone came running back like, "Wait, hold up, did he really admit that on camera?" TikTok detectives went into full investigation mode, pulling timestamps, replaying the video in slow motion, analyzing his facial expressions like they were solving a crime. Even Reddit threads had titles like, "T.I. accidentally snitched on himself." It became a digital courtroom overnight. And the wild part? The more you watch, the more it sounds like Boosie's reaction wasn't random at all. It was personal. Like this wasn't just about a disagreement, it was about a code being broken, a line being crossed that can't ever be uncrossed. People started posting side-by-side clips, Boosie calling out rats in one and T.I. joking about telling in another. And suddenly, what looked like a small misunderstanding turned into a full-blown betrayal storyline. But here's where it really takes a left turn, because right after this interview resurfaced, T.I. tried to explain himself. And that explanation? Yeah, it didn't exactly help.
I spoke with my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with a short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
Now this was the attempt at damage control. T.I. came forward trying to clear the air, but instead of calming the storm, it somehow made the waves even bigger. He said people took his words out of context, that everyone's too quick to judge, but once something's viral, context is already dead. The internet doesn't do nuance. It does clips, memes, and cancel buttons. The thing is, by this point, fans weren't buying it. The vibe had shifted from, let's hear him out, to, nah, we heard enough. It's like once Boosie spoke, people couldn't unsee what they'd already decided was the truth. And T.I.'s calm tone? To some, it came off as guilt dressed up in confidence. Twitter was a circus. One side posting, I just explained it perfectly, while the other replied, perfectly? Bro just confessed twice, and the memes? Ruthless. One tweet showed T.I. saying, it's all misunderstood, with the caption, that's what they all say before the PR team steps in. Even celebrities started liking shady posts, quiet likes that spoke volumes. And if you know hip-hop, you know silence from other rappers? That's the loudest response of all. Nobody wanted to pick a side publicly, but the energy was heavy. At this point, it wasn't even about who was right or wrong, it was about who the culture believed. And the truth? The internet had already picked its winner. But here's the kicker, because right when everyone thought the situation couldn't get messier, a third voice jumped in. And that's when this whole drama went from personal to nuclear.
Get out of court to hire a lawyer. One will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged with it. It's not.
I'm not talking.
You're not gonna talk to me? I gotcha. Do you have any questions for me? Do you need anything to go with you? Your phone? Where's your phone at?
Your car.
We're in the car. I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns. What kind of phone is it?
What color is your phone?
And this is where the internet completely lost it, because just when everyone thought the drama had peaked, boom, a third player enters the chat. Out of nowhere, another rapper jumps on Instagram Live, basically saying, both y'all are trippin'. You could practically hear the popcorn popping in living rooms across America. This wasn't just any random voice. This was someone who's been around both Boosie and T.I. for years. So when they started talking, people listened. It was like a referee stepping into a boxing ring, except instead of calming things down, they lit another match. They didn't hold back either. Y'all too old for this internet beef, they said. Handle it like men, not memes. Sounds reasonable, right? But of course, the internet twisted it in 5 different directions before the live even ended. Some fans saw it as honesty, others thought it was clout chasing disguised as wisdom. Within minutes, reaction videos started flooding YouTube. TikTok creators were doing dramatic reenactments. One viral video even edited Boosie, T.I., and this new artist into a fake Love and Hip Hop intro with the caption, Season 3, Rap Beef Reloaded. The internet will always find the comedy in chaos. But the most interesting part? This live accidentally revealed something nobody expected. A behind-the-scenes detail that completely changed how people saw Boosie's reaction in the first place. Because according to this third artist, there was more to the story than anyone realized. And once that detail got out, it didn't just spark conversation. It turned this feud into a full-blown investigation.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwyane Wade, you going too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16, and fall in love with her. But his be gone. How you gon' like, bro? You going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his off, bro.
And that right there, that one slip-up, was the nuclear button. The moment that changed everything. Because in the middle of trying to play peacemaker, this third artist accidentally confirmed what everyone had been suspecting for weeks. Boosie and T.I. had beef simmering long before the internet ever found out. That revelation hit like a sonic boom. Suddenly, this wasn't just about some comments or interviews. This was a history lesson in betrayal. Fans started rewinding old moments, spotting side eyes in interviews, noticing posts that didn't age well. Like, how did we all miss this tension building in plain sight? Reddit threads turned into detective boards, users connecting dots, highlighting clips from 2022, even digging into tour footage. Someone literally posted a slow-mo breakdown of T.I. ignoring Boosie on stage with the caption, "The beef was right there, and we didn't see it." You could feel the internet split down the middle. Team Boosie versus Team T.I. Everyone suddenly had a stance. And it wasn't about who was right anymore. It was about who was real. Because that's the new loyalty test in 2025. Whose story sounds less like PR and more like pain. And as that live replay went viral, Boosie himself couldn't stay silent anymore. That's when he jumped back online. Not to explain, but to double down. And what he said next? That took the whole situation from messy to straight up legendary.
Man, I've been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that. See, most of you motherfuckers ain't never been in no trouble. Motherfuckers ain't never been nowhere. Anybody tell me? Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down yet. Matter of fact, I come out smelling too good, the way you nigga think something wrong.
And just like that, Boosie dropped the mic. No apology, no clarification, just that cold, final line. I said what I said. It was the kind of ending that doesn't need a sequel, but you know we're getting one. Because in today's internet, silence only makes the story louder. The man didn't flinch, didn't blink, didn't budge, and that's what made the moment so powerful and so polarizing. Some people called it real, others called it reckless. But either way, Boosie knew exactly what he was doing. He wanted this to be remembered, and oh, trust me, it will be. Within hours, clips of this ending flooded every platform imaginable. Twitter Spaces were hosted just to argue about whether Boosie went too far. TikTok was filled with edits captioned, "When you're too real for PR training." And YouTube commentators, yeah, us included, were out here trying to unpack every layer of this chaos. What's wild is how this whole situation turned from a personal disagreement into a cultural moment. We're talking about loyalty, truth, ego, and what real even means anymore in hip-hop. It's like watching the definition of authenticity rewrite itself live on the timeline. So now the question is, where does it go from here? Does T.I. clap back? Does Boosie stand firm? Or does someone else jump in to stir the pot all over again? Because if there's one thing the internet loves more than drama, it's round two. So, what do you think? Was Boosie just being honest, or did he take it too far? Drop your take in the comments below because this debate's not dying anytime soon. When Boosie spoke, it wasn't just another interview moment, it was an eruption. His words carried weight, and his tones sliced through the noise like a blade. You could hear the exhaustion in his voice, the kind that only comes when someone's been holding in truth for too long. The whole internet felt it, that shift, that sudden silence before the chaos hit. Boosie wasn't trying to trend, he was telling you how he felt, unfiltered and unbothered. The moment the clip dropped, it spread like wildfire. Twitter lit up, TikTok started looping it, and YouTube reaction channels scrambled to post their takes. Fans were divided, but one thing was universal. Everyone knew this was serious. The way Boosie said it, calm but cutting, made it clear he wasn't playing games. He wasn't hinting or implying. He was calling someone out directly. And when the dust settled, one name kept echoing. T.I. Boosie's words weren't reckless, they were deliberate. Each sentence hit like a line in a diss track, except this wasn't music. This was real life. The man wasn't reading from a script or hiding behind PR statements. He was venting. It was raw emotion, live and unfiltered, and that's why it hit so hard. Fans could tell this wasn't about clout or headlines. It was about betrayal. See, Boosie and T.I. weren't just industry acquaintances. They were close. They'd shared stages, defended each other in interviews, and built this image of brotherhood in the public eye. That's what made this fallout sting even more. To hear Boosie publicly take a stand against someone he once called a brother was like watching history rewrite itself in real time. Fans felt the tension, and the comment sections exploded with speculation. Within hours, every social platform had their theories. TikTok was stitching Boosie's comments with old clips of the two together, using captions like, "When your day one switches up." Reddit turned into an investigation zone, with people pulling screenshots, timestamps, and quotes from past interviews trying to figure out what went wrong. The narrative was forming fast. Something deep had fractured between Boosie and T.I. And then, the receipts started resurfacing. Old interviews that once felt casual suddenly took on new meaning. Fans replayed clips of T.I. laughing, brushing off serious questions, or joking about situations that, in hindsight, didn't seem so innocent anymore. When that old interview of T.I. resurfaced, it didn't take long for people to connect the dots. It was like someone turned on the lights in a dark room, and suddenly, every shadow had a story. In that interview, T.I. made comments that didn't seem controversial at the time. But now, framed by Boosie's outburst, they sounded like confessions. You could see it in the way he smirked, the way he dodged the question, but still gave an answer that said more than silence ever could. The internet started asking the question nobody wanted to say out loud: did T.I. snitch? That one word, snitch, became the centerpiece of the storm. Hip-hop fans know how serious that accusation is. It's not gossip, it's reputation, legacy, and identity all at once. When Boosie said what he said, it was about that code, the one thing that defines respect in the culture. And if someone crosses that line, it's almost impossible to come back. So when T.I. finally responded, he tried to take the calm route. Sitting in an interview, voice steady, eyes focused, he said his words were twisted, misunderstood, taken out of context. But by that point, context didn't matter anymore. The internet had already made up its mind. The moment a clip hits the algorithm, it's no longer about what's true. It's about what feels true. T.I. tried to reason with the crowd. If you ain't been in my shoes, don't speak on it, he said. But fans didn't want reasoning. They wanted raw emotion. They wanted accountability. To them, the calm sounded too polished, too rehearsed. And the silence from other rappers? That only made it worse. When the people closest to you don't defend you online, the message is clear. They're choosing to stay out of it for a reason. Memes started flooding timelines. Screenshots of T.I.'s face with captions like, "That's what they all say before the PR team steps in." People were laughing, but it was the kind of laugh that hides disbelief. This wasn't just entertainment anymore. It was personal. Then, out of nowhere, another artist stepped into the fire. Someone who had history with both Boosie and T.I. went live on Instagram, pacing around a dimly lit room, saying, "Y'all too old for this internet beef. Handle it like men, not memes." It sounded like an attempt to mediate, but instead, it added more gasoline to the flame. Because in trying to calm things down, they accidentally revealed too much. They let it slip that Boosie and T.I. had been at odds long before this public fallout, that there had been tension, arguments, and off-camera moments that fans never saw. And just like that, the narrative changed again. What seemed like a sudden explosion was actually a slow burn that had been smoldering behind the scenes for months. You could practically hear the collective gasp online. Theories evolved instantly. So this wasn't about the interview. It was about something deeper. TikTok detectives got to work. Reddit users went full CSI, and YouTube thumbnails popped up with phrases like, "the beef we never saw coming." One creator broke it down perfectly. This isn't about words, it's about betrayal. They called each other brothers, and now they're airing it out for millions to see. The energy online was split. Some said Boosie was standing on principles, doing what real ones do, calling it like he sees it. Others said he should have handled it privately, that loyalty means handling business off the internet. But Boosie, he wasn't hearing any of that. When he came back online, his message was clear. He meant what he said, and he wasn't taking it back. There was no PR cleanup, no apology, no let's move on energy. Boosie doubled down. He looked straight into the camera and said, "I said what I said." It was cold, unapologetic, final. And in that moment, it felt like the door between him and T.I. had officially closed. The internet exploded. Again, edits of that clip went viral instantly. Fans were using it for reaction memes, captions, and even motivational posts like, "Stay real, no matter the pressure." That's how deep this story ran. It transcended gossip. It became a conversation about authenticity, loyalty, and what real even means anymore. Because in today's world, real is entertainment. Pain is content. Betrayal is a headline. And Boosie and T.I.'s fallout wasn't just another story, it was a mirror. It showed how quickly friendships can turn into trends and how the internet eats up drama faster than the truth can catch up. Still, as the dust starts to settle, the silence feels temporary. You can feel it, that tension in the air, that unspoken promise of a response. Because if there's one thing this culture loves more than the first hit, it's the clapback. And the only question now is, Will T.I. respond with fire or with silence? Because either one could change everything. So what do you think? Was Boosie just keeping it real, or did he cross a line that can't be uncrossed? Don't forget to drop your thoughts below, and don't go anywhere. Click the next video on your screen for even more wild celebrity chaos, betrayal, and behind-the-scenes stories Hollywood doesn't want you to know. See you in the next one.